now streaming live. Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And yes, two complete agreed thumbs up that iRacing does need to kind of include fighting, because imagine what a midget versus a big guy would do. Well, that would kind of be us here live on your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network, coming to you live from Rossburg, Ohio, the Eldora Speedway. It is the Dirt Slingin Outlaws Super Late Model Series Championship Night live via Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Hello, everybody. Phil LaCassiere, along with the gentle giant alongside that. Sometimes he's an elbow right in the pills. That's, of course, my partner in crime, Mr. Too Tall Todd Stanton. Todd, we come back to the Super Late Models here at Dirt Slingin Outlaws' final race of the season, which has been a really good one, and a pretty stout field of cars we have here tonight live for the Supers.
Yeah, definitely a stout field here this evening. Cannot wait to see how they're going to throw down here in the Super Late Models. A lot of fast cars here tonight. Looks like Quick Time going out on the board. Looks like CJ Phillips, the owner of the Quick Time here, the Hard Motorsports Quick Time, Phil.
Sure is. 15.931 tonight's quick time for the driver of car number 6, CJ Phillips, who is going to lead heat race number 1 out to the green flag. 10 laps around here for heat race distances. Top 5 will transfer it on the outside of the first row in heat number 1 aboard car number 77. That is Warren Samoy. In row number 2, the number 66 along the inside. That is Spencer Swafford. And alongside in car number 57, that is Craig Stykes. In the third row, aboard number 126, hey, he's actually got a paint scheme on that one. No number on there, though. But we're getting closer. Cade Lowney rolls off in the inside on the third row in the 126 with the number 1K alongside the high side hustler. Mark Karch rolls off position number 6. Row number 4 on the inside, the number 129 of Curtis Uphoff with the number 157 of Drew Hopkins on the outside of row number 4. And in our fifth and final row, we find the driver of car number 26E, that is Eric Scalf, and the number 24 of Daniel Cummings Jr. Going to round out our 10-car field. Heat race number 1 about to roll its way off of staging area there on the infield. And we're going to roll these guys out, Todd, and let them have a parade lap or two. And we're going to get loose for 10 laps around. But before we get racing, why don't you take a minute there and thank all the great sponsors we have here at the network.
Yeah, these guys getting ready to roll off onto the racetrack. Got to thank our sponsors that make everything happen. Besides the fans. The fans are number 1. That's what makes happen on Full Velocity Racing Network first and foremost. Hanover Wreckers Service, our official Yellow Flag sponsor. Visit them. You can visit them on Facebook. You can also give them a phone call if you're down in the West Virginia area and need a tow. 1-300-466-43848. Also got to thank iRacing iFlag. Visit Jeff Brown. Got a lot of new things out there. You really want to be a step above the competition? Visit iRacingIFlag.com and find out how. Also got to thank Brian and Kathy Voiles of Voiles Trucking. You can visit them on Facebook. Also got to thank BladeNode.com. Simple web solutions powered by nerds. Use the promo code FBRN to get 25% off your first purchase. Also, South Texas Speedway, www.southtexasspeedway.com. Corpus Christi's place to race in Corpus Christi, Texas. Also got to thank Monstar Productions, hashtag Making Dirt Track Racing Great Again, and Jake Keel, TDR-Racing.net, Har Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Full Throttle with a Jet, and Evil One Graphics. They're not only good, they are evil. As we get ready to send these guys off of turn number 4 with a Super Late Models Championship Tour, diving down to the bottom already. Kane Loudy, not sure what he was doing. Green flags in the air, delayed, but CJ Phillips leads the charge.
Yeah, not exactly sure what that cat machine was doing down low, but he didn't get on the throttle, so I guess he wasn't jumping to start with. CJ Phillips, so first one in to exit out turn number 4, completing lap number 1 just as we left in the pros. CJ Phillips going to take the lead here in for second. Spencer Swafford going to take down 2. Warren Savoy, Martin Karch, Craig Stykes. He has that final transfer spot heading over to turn number 3.
Yeah, that final transfer spot, like you were saying, but great racing going on there for that 4th spot between Karch and Sykes. Sykes up to the top side. The 1K working over the bottom here, trying to get some traction down there. Sykes in that 57 machine really motoring it, staying in the throttle around Eldora right now, Phil. You know that top shelf going to come alive here later in the event.
Yeah, absolutely will, and that's around the guy on the inside there, that 1K. Once upon a time, one proclaimed himself the king of the Eldora Speedways. This 1K slides up the hill, reclaims position number 4 from Craig Stykes, opens the door from behind. Here comes that number 126 of Kane Loudy. They are 3 wide back there. Todd's in my ear. I missed something. What'd you see over there?
Warren Samoy was in a spot to go on to the main and all kinds out of shape there, able to save it. Pounded the inside wall though, Phil, as they lost many positions. Now got a way-level push in that 77 machine.
Yeah, too bad too, because he was up there in the top 5. Warren Savoy now drop kick back to 7th. CJ Phillips continuing to lead. Spencer Swafford, Kate Loudy, Martin Karch, now Craig Stykes has that 5th and final transfer, all to his lonesome up-off. Savoy, Scalp, Cummings, Drew Hopkins, they make up the balance of the top 10, but they're on the outside looking in. CJ Phillips trying to make quick work of this one. Can he hold off Spencer Swafford? Lee's got 5 car lengths. He's going to have 3 more laps to go, this time off of 4.
Yeah, CJ Phillips definitely holding off the number 66 of Spencer Swafford. Swafford right now just minding his own business in that 2nd spot. Kate Loudy having a good run there. The 126, the no-number Caterpillar machine running in that 3rd spot. Craig Sykes running in 4th and 5th is the 1K of Martin Karch. There's quite a gap there to Curtis Uphoff. As these guys really starting to wing it around here, trying different grooves, trying to catch these guys directly in front of them down into turn number 3. To CJ Phillips going to receive that white flag.
One more trip around the half mile here in Rossburg, Ohio for the 3D Racing number 6. CJ Phillips off at a turbo 1 and 2, and no pressure from behind as Spencer Swafford minding his business, Todd would say, rotting in that 2nd spot into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checker flag goes up in the air. It is going to be CJ Phillips picking up the win in heat race number 1. Spencer Swafford will grab 2nd. Cade Loudy for 3rd. Craig Stykes, Martin Karch running out our top 5 there that make the transfer. On the outside looking in include Curtis Uphoff, Warren Savoy, Eric Scalp, Drew Hopkins, Dan Cummings. Those drivers all off into consolation rounds that follow qualifying, Todd, where heat race number 2 of 3 is headed out to the Speedway.
Yeah, the heat race lineup presented by Voiles Trucking, starting on the pole, driving the number 69 machine. That's Brent Carter, his dad's brother outside. Bailey Cardwell aboard the 07 machine. Inside row number 2 in the 3rd star position, driving the 1S machine, is Scott Schroyer. His brother outside, driving the 21C machine. That will be Nathan Kassler. Inside row number 3, that'll be the number 55 here. 2nd place here earlier in the Pro Late Models. That's Steven Spees, and Clifford Driscoll rolls off outside row number 3 in that 6th star position. Rolling off 7th will be the number 8 machine. That's Cody Slauson and Mike Cron, HRE Motorsports number 31. He's going to roll off 8th. Rolling off shotgun on the field will be the B14. That's Brian Wax.
There you got it. 9 drivers out there. 5 going to transfer on, and this one's going to be fun. We got some pretty dang good shoes here with Brent Carter, Bailey Cardwell on the front row. Scott Troy, Nathan Castle making a good 2nd row. Spees, Driscoll, Slauson, Cron, Wax. We're going to put 5 really good ones in the main event, 4 really good ones off in the consolations. So 10 laps going to separate these guys. Who's going to separate the men from the boys? That's a hell of a fast front row. Carter versus Cardwell. I know Bailey has a chip on his shoulder after almost feel like he probably gave away the Pro Late Models. Can he rebound here in the Supers? We're about a half a lap of finding out, because this time 2 turns number 3 and 4. The iRacing.com Chevrolet Silverado pace truck is off to the infield. iRacing I flag. Green flag goes up in the air. Brent Carter going to stop that lob pedal down. Lead Bailey Cardwell off in turn 1.
Yeah, Cardwell immediately to the top shelf for the Speedway. He knows where that fast screw is going to be later here. As Cardwell now trying to pull up alongside Carter. Carter catfishing it down on the bottom side. That number 69 machine drifts up the track there. Going to steal a little bit of that run from Cardwell, but he's going to still maintain the bottom there in that 69 machine.
That certainly is. Carter going to hold on over Cardwell. They're going to go 3 wide there for the 3rd spot. Good race over there between Scott Schroyer, Steven Spieth, Nathan Castle, number 21. Rim riding it down low, up high off the corner. Great run for Castle. He's up against the wall of 21. Still 3 wide, racing up for the 3rd spot now off into turn 3.
Yeah, great racing going on for that 3rd spot. Speed's down to the bottom side here. The 55 machine looks like the 69 now battle for the top spot. There, we're going to switch the cameras real quick. As Cardwell to the top side of the Speedway around the 69 machine there temporarily as he hits the wall there going down the back straightaway. So the edge now to Carter down into turn number 3. But Cardwell digging on the outside. They're pushing the cushion up next to the wall that time by Carter going to lead, but Cardwell not going away.
No, he is not going away. He has a right rear sitting right on the cushion through turns number 1 and 2. Rolls that thing off the corner, almost carries momentum into 3 and 4 this time. Carter versus Cardwell for the race lead. Looks like Bailey Cardwell using the most power off the high lane. Puts the 07 up to the top spot. Put Carter now back to the 2nd position. Castle holding on for 3rd. Speeds and Clifford Driscoll now. Cliff holds on to that final transfer spot. This time Byton, we're already halfway home. 5 in, 5 to go.
3 wide for the 3rd spot. Man, a little bit of contact there with Speeds and Driscoll. The 21 also making contact at Kessler. They are 3 wide for 3rd, though. Kessler holding on, though. 3 distinct grooves here at Eldora Speedway right now as Cardwell trying to check away.
Cardwell trying to just run away and hide. Once that car got out front, you thought it was going to be a quick one for him. But look at Brent Carter with 69, not letting him get away, saying not too fast, my friend. Over there is 69, dives it back to the low side in turns number 3 and 4, with this time by. Leader going to see 2 to go for starter stand, 2 more trips around for the 07 of Bailey Cardwell. Brent Carter now, he slides up the top lane. Cardwell carrying a 5-car lengths off into turn 3.
Bailey Cardwell in the 07 machine right now holding on to the top spot, and he's pulling away from Brett Carter. As Carter right now still holding on to 2nd. The 69 machine is white flag in the air here for Cardwell down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. It looks like Bailey Cardwell going to be unchallenged here for heat race number 2. Going to take down the victory there in the 07 machine. Then Brett Carter, Clifford Driscoll, Steven Speeds, Nathan Castler, Scott Schroyer, Mike Cronin, Cody Slauson, Brian Wax round out your 9-car field.
That was pretty good. 9 cars right there, but only 5 go off into the main event. So we have put 10 there. We're going to put 5 more there now because heat race number 3, 10 laps voyage around, is rolling out to the racetrack now. Let's take you through our trek here. The Foils Trucking starting lineup on the pole aboard with Team Friday's car number 3. That is Shane James, and alongside the number 29, that is Scott Dobbs. In row number 2, aboard car number 18, we find Mookie Haney, and alongside the number 68 is Darren Litterall. In row number 3, aboard car number 23, that is Jason McSparron, and alongside the HRE car number 78, that is Chris Arencia. 4th row, MDR brings us the 22 of J.D. Sassy, the 114 alongside of Chris Hockley, and shotgun on the field. Aboard car number 111, that'll be Russell Stelling. So we got 9 cars out there, 10 laps around, and I'm going to give you the call this one, Todd, because I have a little intestinal turmoil here. I may have to take the ears off here for a second.
Yep, the number 3 of Shane James and Scott Dobbs is going to lead them down here to get a green flag here. We're going to have one more trip around the speedway. Is looking at this field, a pretty star-studded field here tonight in the super late models. Going to be a rather interesting game, man. We're going to have some consolation events coming your way. Probably 2 consolation events here to set the field for the championship night in the super late models presented by Hanover Wreckers Service here at Eldora Speedway, live on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. Got to thank everyone for tuning in to Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. If you like us, share us out there and let everybody know that Facebook Live is live, YouTube is live. Make sure you go on over there and like us, like all of our links out there. We're getting ready to go green flag racing out before loud pedal down. Scott Dobbs right now with a little bit of an easy start there for a second there as now he drifts up the track. Shane James able to take back over that top spot as more contact made. Dobbs around in a knot in the number 29 machine. Scott Dobbs, man, off the wall into, I believe that was the number 68, Darren Litterwall. Litterwall also going around there with the number 29 machine. Go to do a bladenode.com instant replay here just to show you what happened as they were coming down into turn number 1. A push developed here on the 29 of Scott Dobbs. Dobbs was trying to bring it back down the track. I don't think he realized Litterwall was there. Litterwall and him make contact, and around goes Dobbs. Litterwall right there, just facing the wrong direction. Also, Dobbs back into the outside wall again. So tough break for Scott Dobbs.
Yeah, he's frustrated too. As the 29 down to the pit area, saw steering wheel go flying, car shut off. I think Scott Dobbs has called it a night there, Todd. A guy who, the proverbial black cloud, if it's been flying over somebody, it has been that number 29. Can somebody buy that guy some luck, please? How about some love for that 29 car? F for respect. Yes. Scott, we're with you, buddy.
Yeah, definitely. We can tell that you're pretty frustrated there in the number 29 machine. Definitely tough luck here in the pros and supers, and he's not had any good luck here in the Dirt Slingin Outlaws that much, Phil. I think he finally had a good run last week in the pros, and then all of a sudden, all of his bad luck shows up again. So tough break for Dobbs out of the car. So we'll see if he's going to make it, if he's going to just park it for the rest of the evening. But right now it's Shane James, your current race leader in that number 3 machine. Mookie Haney is running in at second spot. Third will be Chris Arincia. Then you got the number 23 of Mick Barron. And then you got Darren Litterall in the 68, J.D. Sassy, Russell Snellings, Christopher Hockley. Those are your 8 cars left out in the Speedway.
I'm watching down to the infield, Todd. Scott took the helmet off, kicked the helmet, and it hit him in his own head. Talk about a guy having no luck down there. Frustrated, gets himself a headache too. As we go back, iRacing I flag, green flag. Shane James going to lead the field this time off of turn number 4, back to the green. Arencia, Haney, McSparron, Litterall. That's your top 5 off turn number 4.
Man, McSparron a little bit. He was shoved out of the way quite a bit there. The 23 machine felt a little bit sorry for that 23 machine. Turns up track, he's going to have to drive back. Oh, he makes contact with J.D. Sassy. And then the 114 of Hockley finished off that 23 machine. So that was live on the screen. No need for an instant replay there, but that car also for sale, Phil. I don't know if they just put the super late model motor in it or else he has 2 cars for sale here. This is super late model version of that 114 machine. A little bit more damage to that one.
Well, he brought it to the right place to get it for sale. If you're going to be out there, you got to put something on Full Velocity Racing Network, because if you're not, you're just out with the best of the best out there tonight. As these guys, the Dirt Slingin Outlaws, are Hockley involved over there. You said you don't even need a BladeNote.com Full Velocity Instant Replay. You saw the whole thing happening live. You saw 23 and McSparron get kicked out of the line there. Hockley, J.D. Sassy went for a ride. Slow the field back down. Yellow flag up on the field already, and I believe we're going to be already 8 laps on the board, so we're going to try to get green-white checker hopefully here to finish this one.
Yeah, definitely something going to come for this one, as we're going to have 2 consolation events coming your way next here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport Racing, as the lights are still on atop the iRacing.com official pace truck here. Just waiting for these guys to go back to green flag racing, Phil, just to think about this this setup and the way things have been happening here. To the super late models, I believe, has already been captured here in the points championship. This was actually captured by the number 66 of Spencer Swafford. Even last race he clinched it there at the very, very last race of the super late models. But looking for a win here tonight in the number 66 machine. But heat race number 3 here so far. Been slowed by 1 yellow flag. We'll see if we can get it back going here and finish this one out.
We certainly will, as they're in 3 and 4, and hopefully a 1-lap shootout to settle it here tonight. Front row going to be Shane James and Mookie Haney off of turn number 3 and 4. iRace Sky Flag, green flag goes to the air with a 1-lap shootout. Who's going to settle this one? Drag race off turn number 2 for the race win.
Down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. Shane James leads it. Here comes Haney throwing a haymaker, not going to be had. It's going to be Shane James taking down the victory here in that number 3 machine. Mookie Haney for second. Third is going to be Litterall. Chris Arincia there going to finish 4th. The top 4 all HRE.
Tell you what, and Russ Snellings in the 111, he grabs the final transfer there in the 5th spot, so he'll go out of the A main, leave the rest of the field to race their way off through 2 consolation events, the first of which is coming on to the racetrack now. Just like the counterparts of the heats, there are going to be 10 laps of distance. Top 4 will transfer in, and this one has 6 cars on the docket. Let's take to the Boyles Trucking starting lineup on the pole aboard car number 129. That is Curtis Uphoff with the number 23 of Jason McSparron alongside. Row number 2, the 31 of Mike Cron with the number 26E of Eric Scalf. And in that third and final row, a pair of 14s back there, the 114 of Chris Hockley, flanked by the B14 of Brian Wack. So we got 6 cars out there, only 4 going to race their way on into the main event. Who are going to be those fast 4? Who are going to be those lonely 2 soldiers going off of the trailer and not allowed to come out here and play in the sandbox here, the Super Late Model A main?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting here, sending 2 people home tonight at Eldora Speedway. So this is consolation event number 1. We have 2 unlucky, like you said, soldiers going to go home here this evening. They can put it on the trailer, enjoy the race on Full Velocity Racing Network, drink some beer, drown in their sorrows, whatever they want to do here tonight, and watch this A main here. They're going to want to. So it's going to be interesting, Phil, to see who's going to go home. There's a lot of heavy hitters in this race. Even, you know, I'd like to see Christopher Hockley make it in the A main. I'm sure he's wanting to there, just so he could get rid of that car, that 114 machine. It could run, put him in his A main. Might sell the car a little bit easier.
Maybe. I guess that's the way to do it. You want to go down there and go to Victory Lane, you got to put a pretty girl next to it too. So you got to go down there with Trophy Girl. I think I know. Maybe maybe he won't sell it if he gets Trophy Girl down there. Who cares? We go right back to racing here. iRacing I flag, green flag, B main number 1 is underway. Curtis Uphoff going to lead the field with Jason McSparron, number 23. They're still door to door. 1.5 laps in now, completing lap number 2. Still pretty good side-by-side race for the lead.
Well, a little bit of contact there between the 26E and the B14. But the 23 McSparron working over the top shelf of the speedway. He's got a whale of a push developing in that 23 machine. Meanwhile, up front is the 31 down to the bottom side here for the race lead here in consolation event number 1. It's Cron going to take over that top spot from Uphoff. Uphoff trying to get the momentum up top, but he gets the door slammed shut right directly in his face. The 31 of Cron to the lead.
Yeah, but here comes Uphoff back to the low side of the 129, trying to make it happen down there. Don't count out Jason McSparron as well with 23, trying to make it happen. How about Eric Scalf at 26E, 4th car in line. Black car down low. He's going to thought maybe make it 3 wide. Could be a 3-car race for the race lead this time off turn 4.
Yeah, definitely got a thought. Here comes Brian Wax down to the bottom side, trying to get into that final transfer position here on the bottom of Eric Scalf there in the 26E machine. Just can't get nothing, no forward bite off the corner. Meanwhile, it's Uphoff, McSparron, and Cron. Those are your top 3.
Top 3 all throw the entire field under a blanket this time. Well, top 5 anyways. Under a blanket as they head down off into turn number 1 and 2. Already halfway in 5 to go. Little bit loose up front for the race leader. That thing was way sideways for Curtis Uphoff. McSparron. Now Mike Cron back to 3rd. Eric Scalf, he is holding on over Brian Wax. Good race for the final transfer. Good race for the race lead this time off of 4.
Yeah, race lead is McSparron down to the bottom side. Takes over the position number 1 from the 126 machine of Uphoff. Uphoff now drop kick back to the 2nd spot. Here comes Cron down to the bottom side. Trying to get around Scalf and the 126 machine. All in one. Trying to pull a twofer there. Wax right there too, Phil. He's not going away.
No, Brian Wax is knocking on the door, trying to elbow his way in into the main event coming up here next, but off the corner this time. The race leaders continue to race it out. McSparron versus Uphoff. Jason has it, and he gets 2 to go for the starter stand as they work off the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. This time by white flag will go over Jason McSparron. Can he hold on to take down B main number 1? He's half a lap away.
And the final lap is there past that start finish line down into turn number 1, the 23 of McSparron. Then you got Uphoff, Scalf, and then Cron down the back straightaway for the final time. Into turn number 3, it is the number 23 of McSparron coming off of turn number 4, going to take down consolation event number 1. 2nd is going to go to Curtis Uphoff. 3rd to Eric Scalf, and Mike Cron will be your final transfer there in the 31 machine.
Yeah, Brian Wax and Chris Hockley, they're going to be sent home early on here tonight from the Eldora Speedway. After B main number 1, we have B main number 2, or Compsy number 2, whatever the heck you want to call it out here in the world, depending on what end of the country you're at, what they call them. But all I do know, we've got 7 cars on the call. B main number 2 out there, Todd. I'll let you take it this time. Our Boyles Trucking starting lineup.
Yeah, B main number 2 or consolation event number 2. It is starting out the pole, driving the number 1S machine. That's the sidewinder, Scott Schroyer. His dancing brother outside, driving the number 77, starting in position number 2. That's Warren Samoy. Inside row number 2 in the second or third starting position, excuse me, the number 22. That's JD Sassy, and Cody Slauson starts in the position number 4 in the number 8 machine. Inside row number 3 in the 157 machine, starting 5th. That is Drew Hopkins. Outside him will be Scott Dobbs aboard the number 29 machine, and shotgun on the field will be Daniel Cummings Jr. in the number 24.
And you got it. The call is for 7. I'm not sure are we going to get all 7 out there or not, as I don't think. Oh, Dobbs is gone, so 29's loaded up. So we're going to have 6 out there racing for the final 4 spots into the A main tonight. A main going to be 50 laps in distance here at the Eldora Speedway. Extra distance to settle out championship night. Scott Schroyer, Warren Samoy, JD Sassy, Cody Slauson, Drew Hopkins, Daniel Cummings, gonna be your 6 cars. We get off through the field through turns number 3 and 4. We should see iRacing, iFlag, green flag this time around. I'm thinking bed sounds like a good idea, Todd. Can I go tonight now? We're going racing.
Green flag off of turn number 4. Get ready to wave here. The iRacing iFlag. Green flag's in the air. It looks like Schroyer going to get a well of a start down into 1, but Samoy down to the bottom side trying to pull a slider already. Samoy drops it up into the top spot.
Sure does, but Schroyer, the number 1S, slides it right back to the low side of the racetrack off turn number 2. See if he can't reclaim the race lead from Warren Samoy. Warren keeps that throttle pedal down, letting her eat up top. Looks like 77 is going to lead the 1 off the corner. Here comes the run on the outside for Cody Slauson, number 8. He slides into the 3rd spot. He may look for 2nd on the outside, heading up to turn number 4.
Yeah, Cody Slauson looking for the 3rd spot. Here comes the 157 machine of Hopkins. High-low switch maneuver. Puts himself up through the middle. Woo! Dogger,
wow.
Big on there. 157 threatened the needle there. Moves up to that 3rd spot.
Sure did. Now back up to the top side. He comes a twofer right there. Call it 2 points. Maybe. I don't know. We'll play on that one, I guess. But Warren Savoy makes a little love to the outside wall with the race lead. He had a good little lead going. He may lose all the advantage he worked so hard to gain, because now he's going to let Scott Schroyer down. Drew Hopkins, JD Sassy open the door. 77 slips up again, Todd. He may not have to lead for long as they work off turns number 2.
I tell you what, Drew Hopkins, like shot out of a cannon on the back straightaway here, down into turn number 3, really starting to reel in. Then over 77 to Warren Samoy. Samoy leading, but I tell you what, the fastest car out in the speedway is the 157 of Drew Hopkins. Hopkins really has it down here in this consolation event number 2, Phil, as the 157 did not show very strong in the heat race, but man, oh man, is Hopkins fast now.
He sure is. That car has come to life. 2 car lengths. That 77 holds over Drew off into turn number 1 and 2. Warren, they both on the high lane off the exit of the corner, but Drew has that car arcing and taking a stab down to the low side. This time at the 3 and 4, he may take a stab to the low side. Race for the lead off the 4th turn. Samoy versus Hopkins. Warren holds on, and Kenny's going to have to hold on for 3 more laps. Kenny hold off Drew Hopkins. At 157 is on a rail. He is on a mission. 2 to go this time as they're in 3-4.
Yeah, Hopkins down to the bottom side here, side by side for the race lead off of turn number 4. Drag race still going to go to Samoy here. Popsicle sticks in there. 2 more trips around the speedway as the number 157 of Hopkins looks back down to the bottom. He's going to have to get that momentum back down the back straightaway here in the turn 3.
Yep, but he holds off Drew for the time being into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, heading it off into turn number 3 and 4. White flag up in the air. 1 more trip around. Can Warren Savoy hold off Drew Hopkins? He is a half a lap away from doing so. Is there in turns number 3 and 4 for the final time? Warren Savoy looks poised to take down the win in B main number 2. Gives 2nd to Drew Hopkins in a good fight there. Scott Schroyer in for 3rd. JD Sassy grabbing the final transfer spot over Cody Slauson and Daniel Cummings. So those drivers going to be off early on the hook. And that's going to set the stage. What is it going to be? 23 car main event coming up next. 50 laps in distance. But before we get down there racing here, because it's a quick warm-up, we're going to throw this thing trackside, pay honor to this great nation, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem. National Anthem, and that is a tremendous version of it right there. Thank James Grayson for all his work into putting that together. And that sick new intro we have here to open up the show. Thank him a lot for all his work. And James is one of the many, many contributors here to the Full Velocity Racing Network. There are so many. And we got to head you guys over to FullVelocityTV.com. Click on that contributor screen. You'll see everybody that has a hand here to make up the Full Velocity Racing Network. Even going to update that a little bit further now. So I guess I got a little bit of work to do here tomorrow with it. But we're getting ready to end the season here. But Dirt Slingin Outlaws, super late models, Todd, 23 drivers, 50-lap extra distance race. The Tola gloves off. And what do you say? We go old school style. Boyle's Trucking starting lineup. Yeah, he certainly did. In the number 2 row here, we find the driver of car number 3. That is Shane James. And alongside the Super Late Model Series champion over here, Dirt Slingin Outlaws, aboard car number 66, that is Spencer Swafford. Cade Lowney rolls off in position number 7. He is in car number 126, and alongside in the 3D Racing car number 63, that is Cliff Driscoll. Stars on Dirt bring us a driver of car number 55. That is Steven Spees, and alongside in the HRE car number 78, Chris Arencia rolls off 12th. Russell Stellings rolls off next aboard car number 111, and alongside in the number 23, it is Jason McSparron. 10th row, we find the driver of the 157, that is Drew Hopkins, with a 26E alongside Eric Scalf rolling off a P20. Racing off into turn number 1 and conspicuous by his absence, the series champ, the 62nd Spencer Swafford. I don't see him on the racetrack. I was locked in ready to see him restart from position 4. Well, he wasn't there, so that turns a little bit upside down. Racing off into turn number 1 and 2 now. The race leader, the pole sitter, that 07 of Bailey Cardwell. Him and CJ Phillips, who set on the pole, they duke it out for the race lead down into turn 3.
Yeah, Bailey Cardwell in the number 07 machine to the top spot. The number 6 machine of CJ Phillips running in that second spot. Third is Shane James. James down to the bottom side. And the number 3 machine side by side there with Phillips. Phillips flirts with the outside wall there, making a little bit of contact. That's not what he wants to do. He's going to leave the door wide open there for James. But James drifts up right there directly behind him. Sure
does. He falls into the top lane there. That's something we've come to know at Eldora here recently. Supers and all the divisions seem to go up high. You got to get them going. Well, the good is early on in the low side. In the first race there to the low side is for position number 5 over turn number 3 and 4. It is Mookie Haney versus Cliff Driscoll slinging it out. Who is going to grab 5th as they head to turn 1?
Yeah, you're talking about 5th, but Cardwell just makes more contact with the outside wall there through corners 1 and 2 down the back straightaway already. James dives it back down to the bottom, trying to pull a twofer over there, but yellow flag going to stack these guys back up and slow them back down. As the Hanover Record Service yellow flag comes out on the field for the first time here in the Super Late Models.
Sure does, and it comes out on lap number 5. Hanover Record Service yellow flag number 1 of the night. Slow it down, put Todd to work with a PlayNote.com full velocity instant replay, and I believe this one may have gathered up the number 69 of Brent Carter, who started up the first 2 rows. Not sure he had help going around, but looks like that car may be going off to the infield, and looks like Brent Carter's night may be done. What happened to that 69?
Not sure what happened to the 69 machine. Just got out of shape there, Phil, and it just drove down to the infield, hit the wall, maybe a steering wheel issue as he comes to a complete stop over there, turn number 1. And he gets towed to the 8 of his pit crew. It looks like he's going to be done for the evening there. Brett Carter, also Spencer Swafford, does not look like he made the call either, Phil.
Nope, he did not. That was kind of puzzling to see. So that's going to leave the likes of Bailey Cardwell to lead the field over C.J. Phillips, Shane James, Mookie Haney, Cliff Driscoll going to be your top 5. You got Craig Stykes, Chris Arencia, Darren Litteroff, Cade Lowdy, Nathan Castle are going to be our top 10 as we get ready to rock and roll for a restart, which should be coming here next time around, working lap number 8 under the yellow. I believe the lights are out around this half mile, beautiful half mile out here in Rossburg, Ohio. Tony Stewart owned. Earl Baltus was the guy who put this place on the map. It is a great racetrack out here. This legendary half mile, home of the Kings Royal. Some of the greats of the great of dirt racing have won here. Who is going to walk away with championship nights? Feature event win 50 laps around. We're going to find out. iRacing iFlag green flag returns to the air on lap 9.
Yeah, lap number 9, that's Bailey Cardwell there in the 07 machine, the 6. C.J. Phillips running 2nd, Mookie Haney for 3. Here comes the number 3 of Shane James back down to the bottom side. He's trying to make something happen down there, Phil. He's trying to go where everybody else is not, and that's where Shane James running really well. They're able to hold on to that 3rd spot by Haney firing back on the outside.
Yeah, Mookie makes the opening of the top lane and may look to pounce down over here in turn number 3 and 4 as that 3 car, Shane James, is committed to the low side. Haney is up top. A lot of guys trying to make the low side work, but everybody trying to do so, Todd. I'm not seeing no big data there. It may be a way to start throwing some slide jumps as James slides back in the front of Haney, but he goes right back to the low side at 3 and 4.
And you're going to see some nasty sliders being performed here, especially in the super late models. It looks like the top shelf dominant once again here. The number 3 is Shane James, right now your current 3rd place guy. 18 now falls back into the clutches of Craig Sykes. Sykes now goes down to the bottom side. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Between the number 63 machine and the 78 Arencia. Yellow flag going to fly once again.
2nd Hanover Record Service caution flag of the night of our 50 lap A main finds us on lap number 13. Slow the field back down, put Todd back to work with the BladeNo.com full velocity instant replay. We definitely saw some cars getting a little bit out of shape, but I think the worst of the wear may look out to be the number 55 of Steven Spiess, who got involved in this one.
Yeah, definitely Steven Spiess in the number 55 machine. Drifts up the track just a little bit. I don't know if he accommodates for drifting up the track as much as he did there down the back straightaway. Right there was the 157 of Hopkins. Drew Hopkins getting into the side of him, propels him into the outside wall. A little bit more contact follows suit for him. Tough break for Steven Spiess in that 55 machine. It looks like Snelling got a piece of him too in that 111.
Sure did. I'm not sure Scott Schroyer also got a piece there in the 1S as I saw Scott's car having a little bit of damage. So big checkup back there, slowing the field down as we'll parade under the yellow 2nd time tonight. All yellow flags here on the Full Velocity Network, brought to you by Hanover Record Service. Check them out today over on Facebook. Thank Tyler for all he does, not only for just us here at the network, but for so many out there in the iRacing dirt community. I don't care if other broadcast companies or other leagues out there. He does so much. Stepped up to be the title sponsor of the Dirt Slingin Outlaws Super and Pro Late Model Series here this season. So thank him for all his contributions, and hopefully we'll catch up with our buddy Tyler here, the lead mud duck I call him, sometime soon. It's been a while since we've seen that 44 of his out on the racetrack. Wonder what he's been up to. We'll have to find out and see what the heck where he's been running at.
Yeah, definitely have to see what Tyler Blankenship's been up to there in that 44 machine. Green flag back in the air. The iRacing high flag, green flag that is. And Cardwell with a whale of a start there. Now 7 machine, Shane James down to the bottom immediately. And that number 3 machine trying to make a run for 2nd, but C.J. Phillips able to keep 2nd down the back straightaway.
Yeah, C.J. Phillips in the 6 car holding on over Shane James, but for how long? That 3 has been committed down low. He keeps that car glued to the low side. Off into turns number 1 and 2, and now down the back chute into 3 and 4. 3 car, he's got a good piece, is making it happen down to the low side. On a night I didn't think we would see a whole lot of work down there. He's giving C.J. Phillips all he can handle. Bailey Cardwell up front, the 07. He is just pulling away 5 car lengths from the field this time off into turn 3.
Bailey Cardwell definitely dominating in that 07 machine as he's starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Shane James now slider there for a temporary spot there. The number 3 machine, I thought he was going to go for a ride up the track there. It looked like he got tight there mid-quarter on James. But CJ Phillips now dropping down to the middle. They're trying to find something a little bit different. He knows James right there knocking on his door.
Sure does, trying to find it happening. And if Shane's a slip up, don't count out Mookie Haney sitting in the 4th spot. Cliff Driscoll, those two drivers having a pretty good race of their own right there. And Litterall's right there behind them. Chris Arencia, Cade Lowry having a hell of a night in the 126. He's up inside the top 10 as we look there. Pretty quiet up front. Anything but quiet for 4th place on back off turn 4.
It's rather interesting. Not very quiet, like you said there, with the number 18 of Mookie Haney, the 63 of Driscoll, really getting a whale of a run off the top side of the speedway down the back straightaway. Gives a little bumper tap to the number 18 of Haney, letting him know he's there. But look at the 68 machine of Litterall having a fantastic run there. Great pace scheme. It's really sticking out there, Phil, and he's really sticking out here tonight because, man, I haven't seen him run this good in a while.
He's run really good here tonight. We've seen him have some good runs and end up in a wrong way, and hopefully he doesn't jinx him right there. Is Darren Litterall having a hell of a run out there in car number 68. That thing definitely sticks out. Even my blind butt can see that thing parading around this place. Back up front where we find him, CJ Phillips trying to chase down the back of Bailey Cardwell. Bailey is just driven out to about a half a second advantage. Shane James comfortably in 3rd. They've got this race for 4th by about 2.5 seconds. Mookie Haney's holding on over Driscoll. Litterall. Look at this race behind between Arencia back there. You got Cade Lowry, Nathan Kessler. He's found himself up in the top 10. These guys all chasing down for room. And next time, Python, we're only going to be halfway in, 25 to go. We still got a lot of racing left to go here in Eldora.
Yeah, halfway home for these guys is it's Cardwell leading. Cardwell's led 23 laps here of the 25, so not completed the 2 laps there, Phil, as he was, I think, snookered by the number 6 there for a couple laps. CJ Phillips able to lead those laps, but now it's Bailey Cardwell out front. Then you got CJ Phillips, Shane James running in 3rd. It's pretty much settled down for the top 3. Mookie Haney running in that 4th spot, the number 18 machine. Clifford Driscoll right there in 5th. He's starting to close the gap there. Then you got a little bit of ways back there, probably 10 car lengths to the number 68 machine at Litterall. Litterall leads Chris Arencia. Those guys are both HRE Motorsports teammates. So those guys staying pretty tight to one another, but it's starting to gap out, starting to go single file the way of the land here. Top shelf for the Speedway, like we said here, Eldora Speedway. That's the way it's been here. The track has been broken for quite some time, in my opinion. I think the first 2 builds, Eldora was fine, and then all of a sudden it went away.
Yep, sure did. And I've seen a lot of guys out there, as you would say, making love to the wall. I'm not sure at this point. It may be time to rent some of these guys a room because they are just glued up there to the outside wall. And if they parade around there anymore and give it any more touches, we may have a restraining order out there, Todd. Get these cars off the wall. Get them back to the left side. Let's see who the men for the boys go. Get this EA Sports style racing up against the wall and ramping that thing. I don't know. I don't even know how to call that one. It feels, I guess you would say, a little bit unauthentic to me.
Yeah, I agree. Eldora is one of those tracks that definitely you're not pounding the outside wall all the time like you are here. If you watch the late models go around, they put on a whale of a show. You see the top, you see the bottom, you see the middle groove. These guys put on a fantastic show. It looks like, Phil, something happened back there.
Yep. Oh, sure did. There was contact off the side of the Chris Arencia car. Somebody got turned around. And yellow flag graces us back to the speedway here on lap number 31. I'm not sure who it was off the side of that number 78 car, but somebody went around the wrong way. And it looks like it was a 126 of Cade Lowry who gets to short into the stick here. And also, Todd, developing situation, smoke barreling out of the 3 car of Shane James. His car going straight to the pit area. It looks like he may be all done for the evening.
Yeah, this 126, we're going to watch as he threw it in hard and deep there as he tried to get around the number 78 machine. Trying to pull a slider. 78 says, not so fast, I'm there already, buddy. You're going around it and not. The 126, the Cade Lowdy goes around. The 157, unfortunately involved. It gets hit again by Cade Lowdy. There's these guys get everything together. And the 157, Drew Hopkins, plowed up into the air just a little bit. I'm not sure what happened. Drew Hopkins now. We got another turtle, the 157. Turtle, Drew Hopkins upside down. So, unfortunate chain of events. Going to see if I can get a real quick thing with Shane James to see what happened.
All right, I'm not quite sure there, but did see the car come down to the infield and look like a poof of smoke out of the thing. Not exactly sure. I'll let you go down there and tell the story, but one of the top 3 drivers we thought was going to be a contender for the win, that's going to be short-lived here. Shane James' car Officer, something broke underneath or whatever happened. Not sure if you got to look at it, Todd, but all of a sudden that car lost all power and he was out.
I'm not sure. Shane James was running really well here. Up inside there, it just looks like the machine just shuts off. Maybe out of fuel, maybe a fuel issue of some sort. Tough break for Shane James. Just looking for the tower as he pulled it down into the infield there. The number 3 machine.
All right, well, we're back to iRacing iFlag. Green flag action, single file restart. Gonna leave up front the driver of the 07, Bailey Cardwell, CJ Phillips, Mookie Haney, Cliff Driscoll. Now, Darren Littoral having his best run of the year. He is up in the top 5. Can he chase down the back of Mookie Haney? That is a really good race back there for 4th. They raced there door to door for 4 off of turn 4.
Yeah, as you're watching that, Phil, we had a battle for the race lead as Cardwell hit the wall there momentarily, leaving the door wide open for CJ Phillips. Phillips went down to the bottom there momentarily, but Cardwell able to motor out of it. But here comes the number 18 of Mookie Haney into the fray. So these guys not getting away this time without Haney and Phillips. Cardwell right now drifts up the track just a tad bit. Does not look like he's getting the forward but he wants to. Got to get back in that rhythm.
Yeah, you have to. Tough to do as he drives the car into turns number 3 and 4. Is looking for a lane to make it fast. And CJ Phillips at number 6 is all over the back end of that 07 car, stalking it by 2 car lengths. 70 or 07 makes a little bit of lump to the outside wall again. May open the door for Phillips down low. Racing off for 3rd over here to number 3 and 4. Mookie Haney from Fire from Cliff Driscoll. Cliff has that thing rolling off at turn 3.
And definitely Clifford Driscoll and that number 63 machine is rolling there. The 3D Racing number 63 machine running in that 4th spot. Rencia running in 5th into number 78. Here comes the 68. And Littoral back down to the bottom, trying to pull up alongside his teammate. Not able to do so. They're trying to get himself inside the top 5. Great race there for the 68 machine and the 78 machine for that matter. Those guys doing a fantastic job. Meanwhile, up front is Bailey Cardwell. And that 07 machine, CJ Phillips, just right there nipping at his heels to see what happens here to the 07. Is he going to fold, or is the 6 going to be, allow the 6 to be out by him, or is Bailey Cardwell just going to keep him at bay?
I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. What I am observing now is we have a yellow flag on the racetrack. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Going to change the complexion of this one late on lap number 42. I was seeing these guys, Todd. Everybody that was making runs for positions was trying to throw an aggressive slider, and when you do that, you leave yourself open to letting that guy slide right back on the inside to make his way around, and that's exactly what's been happening out there for a lot of these guys. So tough sledding out here tonight. Eldora, yellow flag on the racetrack. Bladeno.com instant replay may show the number 23 of Jason McSparron involved. A little bit of something.
Now it's going to be the number 22 machine as he was just running as hard as he could. JD Sassy. He was able to stay off the 31 of Mike Craw and went around and did a 360, kept going. I think iRacing kind of threw that yellow flag rather quickly there, but JD Sassy around in a knot, able to keep it going. But that's what the yellow flag came out here for the Hanover Record Server's yellow flag on Bladeno.com instant replay.
Boo, starter, boo. Put that flag away. That one didn't need to come out there. You know who liked to see that one was Drew Hopkins, as he's going to get waved around back to the lead lap. So after being the turtle, gets down to pit road,
Not
gets
so bad.
a quick repair, going to get back to the lead lap on the 157 with a good piece, but he is running out of laps because this time by we complete lap number 44. I believe lights go out around the half-mile Eldora Speedway. 5 laps to settle the season out here, Todd. Super late models, dirt slinging Outlaws. Final race of the season. Who is going to clinch and claim this final checkered flag of the season? Bailey Cardwell's done a hell of a job. CJ Phillips been there. Mookie Haney's there. Cliff Driscoll. Do not count Chris Renzi out. That's 78 having a hell of a day. He's up with the top 5. Let's settle it. 5 laps to do it. Off turn number 4, iRacing iFlag, green flag in the air.
Yeah, Cardwell leads the charge down here to turn number 1. Driscoll really setting her in deep there in the 63 machine. He was trying to take over that second spot. That might have cost him, though, a couple positions. The 78 of Rencia to the top shelf of the Speedway. Same way with the 68 machine of Littoral. Those guys fighting tooth and nail. They're trying to get inside the top 5 there as the 68 machine is. Rencia already in the top 5, but Driscoll stuck on the bottom.
Rencia stuck on the bottom, and Todd, this could be a drama here because off turn number 4, the yellow hanky welcomes the field again, and we're going to complete lap number 47 Under yellow, I do not believe DSO has overtimes instituted, so that could be the race back to the flag. Slowfield down again, put you back to work with a BladeNo.com full velocity instant replay, and I don't even know where to steer you with this one. Something happened out there to slow the field back down, and maybe you'll find it.
Yep, the 22 of JD Sassy coming up the track, meeting in the middle there with, I believe that was the 1S machine of Scott Schroyer. JD Sassy goes around for the second time in as many of a handful of laps for that 22 machine.
That compounds a bad night there for the 22 as he's back in the field now, and we look up front. There's got to be some kind of timing and scoring issue here because it's scoring Curtis Uphoff as the race leader. That can't be right. Not sure what's going on there, but the field this time off of turn number 3 and 4 should see at least 2 to go. Maybe the white flag on the field this time as they work through turns number 3 and 4. Pace car lights stay on, so it looks like this time behind that Chevrolet Silverado top with the yellow flag in tow, white flag going to go to the field. That is going to do it here. That's a tough way to end the season under the yellow flag. What nobody wants to see, but Bailey Cardwell, after think he probably feels he gave away the pro late model race, he's going to claim the super late model checkered flag tonight here in Eldora.
Yeah, as they come down the final laps here, not a lot of talking about, but Bailey Cardwell doesn't look like the pro late models. Pro late models pretty much like you said, he could have been, if he started on the pole, he probably would have done inside the top 5 at least. But he might have even won that one. But Bailey
could have been a contender.
Got a lot of what ifs there as he did not make it back into the server in time, unfortunately. Is the 07 now of Bailey Cardwell going to take down the victory here. The DSO Super Late Model. Second going to go to CJ Phillips in the number 6 machine. Third going to be Mookie Haney in the number 18. And you got Chris Aritzia, Darren Litterall with a top 5 there, Phil. Way to go, Darren. Darren, great to see you up inside the top 5. Clifford Driscoll for 6th. 7th, Nathan Kastler. Cade Lowdy running in the 8th position, going to finish up there. Craig Sykes, 9th, 10th, Martin Koch. Warren Samoy with 11th there. Great run for the number 77 machine. Russell Snelling. Eric Skelf going to finish up, I believe that's Skelf in 13th. 14th going to be Mike Cron. Curtis Uphoff going to finish up 15th. Scott Schroyer 16th. 17th going to be McSparron. Jason McSparron in the number 23 machine. In the 157 of Drew Hopkins. JD Sassy. Shane James. Steven Spees. Then you got Brett Carter. And then Spencer Swafford in the 66 machine. Did not even start this event here tonight.
No, he didn't, but I think he still was enough to take home the series championship by just dominating the first 7 races of the year. So great job by him. Great job by all these guys this season at DSO. And the winner here tonight aboard the number 07 is Bailey Cardwell. We will talk to him and the rest of the top 3 on the BladeNo.com post-race show, where I guess we're going to change up here, Todd. I'm going to go down to Victory Lane and talk to Bailey, and I'm going to give you our 2nd and 3rd place interview. So I'll throw it down to you first, and let's see if you can catch up with the driver of the car number 18. That'll be Mookie Haney.
Yeah, definitely going to come down here for 3rd place. This is not something I'm accustomed to. Usually down in BladeNo.com Victory Lane, but down here with Mookie Haney, another great run in that number 18 machine here tonight. Super late models a tad bit different, obviously, than the pro late models, but able to take down the top 3, never to say the least, with a nice championship run here for that number 18 machine. Tell us about your race here this evening.
Well, started out, I was decent in practice. I beat my fastest time ever at the track, which was still a 10th off. But I think every time I hit the track, I tried a new setup, and that last right here in this feature, I put on mine and Marcus's setup, and it seemed to work pretty good. I don't usually run the top.
Yeah, definitely. I had never seen you at the top of the speedway really much in that number 18 machine. You're always trying to catfish it down on the bottom. Seems like that's where you pretty much stay consistent here. But able to bring home a 3rd place finish. And like I said, this usually goes to the top side dominant track here at Eldora Speedway, unfortunately. But those who can work the bottom and get their setup to work the bottom usually prevail. But tell us about what your trials and tributes were compared to a pro late model to the super late model here tonight. How much did the track change in between that stuff too?
I feel like supers burn the track up like a lot more, and they end up building a cushion just a little bit enough to where you can ride it. But power difference is like insane. Like they should calm it down just a little bit.
Yeah, I figured that the power difference seems a little bit different. Obviously, it was fixed setup last time. This is open setup here, so that makes it even more of the difference there for that number 18 machine. But I'm going to microphone, Mookie. Your floor is all yours. Thank you. Would like to thank you this evening.
Yeah, I'd like to start out with iRacing iFlag, Dirt All Access, 34 Raceway, Team Friday, Ohio Freshwater Adventures, Wall Tap by MX Designs, AHRE Motorsports, and I don't know if I said Harrison Frab, but and you guys in the booth for doing what you guys do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up third place here tonight, Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. Driver of the number 18, that's Mookie Andy. I'm going to make my way down to second place here, who just had an interview with me in the top spot in the Pro Late Models while bringing home second here in the number 6 machine 3D Racing Zone. CJ Phillips taking down second place here tonight. CJ, another good run for you. Didn't quite have enough there for Bailey Cardwell. Looks like you were nipping at his heels, but just didn't have enough here in the closing laps.
Yeah, I really wanted that one. He did a great job there. Any mess up, and I would have definitely got around him. He got me on the initial start, and after that, leaders got the start. So just waited for him to mess up, try to stay right on his heels, but he did a great job. Hats off to him.
Yeah, definitely didn't fold when you were right directly behind him there. You were right there to tap him just a tad bit if you had to. But you were able to stay in that second spot, able, like you said, take down his first and second here tonight. DSO, with the strength of the fields that go on here and the great competitiveness here, to bring home a second, it's got to feel good still.
Yeah, a little disappointed not to get that win, but definitely feels good. Really good competition here. This has been a great series. I look forward to the next season that's coming up for sure.
All right, as we're accustomed to here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, CJ, we're going to give you the microphone. You know the routine already here. Thank you. We'd like to thank.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank my wife for watching the kids. Only reason I got to race tonight was because of that. Thank goodness. 3D Racing, everybody there. Ken Skins Custom Paints. This guy does great work on all these iRacing cars. Definitely check them out. Cedar Creek Beef Jerky, they got some good stuff too. J&P Home Inspections, West Side Signs, One Shot Recycling. And, big shout out to you guys. Y'all do a great job on the broadcast, and thanks to Dirt Slingin Outlaws for putting this on.
Thank you very much there, CJ. We look forward to another season with you. Looks like we're going to sign on for another season with Full Velocity Racing Network with you guys. Going to announce that here. I guess I announced it to you first. So it's fantastic here that you bring home a second place finish here tonight, and hopefully more to come here on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
All right, well, I'm going to send it down. This routine is kind of messing me up, but I'm going to send it down to BladeNode.com, Victory Lane, with Phil, who is caught up with our winner here tonight. It looks like Bailey Cardwell taking down a victory here in the Supers.
He sure is, Todd, as I get to trek down here to BladeNode.com, Victory Lane and Eldora to catch up with this guy. Car number 07, Bailey Cardwell. Bailey, terrific run for you. Car was flawless. Racetrack, a tough little place to get at. Seems like this always sorts itself up to the high side. Your car really like it up there. Tell us about the run you had.
Oh, it was really tough, to bang the cushion for 50 straight laps here. It really gets intense, and you got to make sure every lap counts because, like CJ said, if I would have messed up, he was right there. I mean, it wasn't like he was way behind me. He was really fast. He probably had the fastest car, but in reality here, it's just whoever gets out to the front is probably going to win, and that's kind of what happened in the pro race. And it was really fun. We had a good night.
Well, I got to ask you here. We talk about this place always going up to the top lane, being, kind of the way it is. But your car was really, really handling good up there. It was really, really fast. But the yellow flags we did have, the start and stop we had a little bit through the middle, how much does that really play through your rhythm? As you said, it's tough enough to bang the cushion up here for 50 laps to keep it perfect. Throw it down with slowing it down. Was that a benefit to you, or was that kind of throwing you out of the rhythm in a place that you really probably need to be in it?
Well, I mean, it helped me on the starts because I could get away from him, but when I had my rhythm going there, we didn't have the yellow for a while. I really got off rhythm, but I had to get back in it and just try to stay off the wall, and we kind of got it rolling up there.
Well, Bailey, you did a heck of a job out here tonight. I feel like you were probably pretty one of the fastest cars out there in the pros. Unfortunately, you didn't have to let that one shine. You did all you could to run back to the field. You took the front row challenge. You came a little bit short, but you get the super late Model 1 here tonight, the Eldora Speedway. I give you the microphone one more time here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network or live on Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitch TV. Take it away from me, bud. Thank you, like to thank you got you out here.
Well, we really was fast in the pros, but it was just came up short, and that was just how it went. But first off, I want to thank y'all, and I'm not gonna be picky or nothing. So I just want to thank my team for all they do, Bad Racing and Dustin Hall, JD Brown, and Benji Killian, and everyone else there. They really got me dialed in, and let's try to keep it up.
Sounds like a plan right there. Well, folks, there's the story from BladeNote.com. Victory Lane, the driver of car number 07. Bailey Cardwell taking down the win tonight. It was a pretty good win for him. Capped off what was a pretty good night for the 07 team. A great night for the Dirt Slingin Outlaws, who I throw it back trackside to Todd, who I believe is caught up with the guy in charge of the DSO. That would be our buddy Scott Schrader. Todd, take it away and see what Scott's got to say for us.
Yeah, definitely down here with Scott Shortier, one of the head admins here, Dirt Slingin Outlaws, one of the bosses, I should say. There, he races here, but I think sometimes he has to put up with a lot of stuff here. But a couple of great seasons here on Full Velocity Racing Network here, Scott for Dirt Slingin Outlaws. I tell you, the competition keeps getting better and better each season. Tell us about the championships here tonight. Who won those? We weren't 100% sure on the pros because we were told that Clifford won it. We were also told that the 66 may have won it. It's one of those things that, we're trying to get all that. I know you guys are jumbling the numbers. Tell us who won those championships. I mean, and tell us what's coming up here for season number 3.
Yeah, I believe Clifford did win the pros tonight. We'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that he won there right at the very end when he got ahead of Spencer. And Spencer, I think he picked up his second Super Late Model Championship tonight. So hats off to those guys as well. It's a pretty good season. Kind of getting a little cloudy or dirty there towards the end. It's just like real life, real racetrack. Everybody's using up cars and stuff. So apologize for that. I know there's kind of more cautions than I definitely like to see tonight. But that was the end of season 3, and we're going to take 2 weeks off here and come back, and we're going to start season 4 on the 26th of August, and then of course we'll take off the following Monday for Labor Day. But wanted to also mention we're going to have a $50 Labor Day invitational race. So for our guys here at DSO, anybody that's not out barbecuing or doing hamburgers or whatever, so if they're available, I'll post something out there and maybe see what we can do there.
Yeah, definitely one of those things that is going to be fantastic here in the upcoming season. Like you said, season number 4 here, Labor Day special. That's going to be fantastic too. $50. Maybe I'll come out and wreck all you guys, but instead of announce. But Scott, I tell you, a fantastic season, and it's good to see that Dirt Slingin Outlaws growing in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we really are. I mean, I think we've got 70 members now, and of course we don't get that every night. But we've got a lot of fast cars, a lot of fast guys, a lot of good racing and stuff. So hopefully, season 4 we'll get a new track out there. Maybe iRacing will give us a new track, hopefully, and we can bring that to the season as well. So, but. I wanted to thank Hanover Wrecker Service, man. They're a top-notch sponsor of us, and we appreciate everything they do for us. And so I just want to make sure that Tyler Blankenship and them guys are definitely recognized. But like I said, we'll be starting back up here in 2 weeks, and we'll go from there. And looking forward to having you guys on board again.
One more quick thing, Scott. If you want to get involved in Dirt Slingin Outlaws, how do you get a hold of you?
You can you can look me up on Facebook, or you can hit us up on Dirt Slingin Outlaws on Facebook. You can apply to the league in the iRacing league directory, the Dirt Slingin Outlaws. Just any of these other guys that they might be interested, that know somebody. I mean, get a hold of myself or Martin. We're we're accessible. It seems like 24/7 anymore, but yeah, just look us up, shoot me a message in iRacing, and then we'll get you signed up, hooked up, and get you on the track.
All right, Phil, do you have anything for Scott? Do you have any amazing questions? I know you got to have something, maybe.
I
That's why
don't.
they call you Richard, isn't it?
Well, I guess so, but I don't really have the question. I'll just make the statement of, you think running a top-notch league has you accessible 24 hours a day? Try being the two of us when, our stuff's lighting up. Around the clock, 7 days a week. They want you to broadcast in the middle of a Saturday afternoon. I mean, wonder what... Can I just come be a race admin for a while? Can we take a break from this and,
We'll put Scott up in the booth?
that could work. I'm retired. I'm gone. Thank you, Scott, for all you do for us, brother. We certainly appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it very much. We'll see you next season.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it for us tonight here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. The Eldora Speedway Dirt Slingin Outlaws season coming to conclusion. Great job. It was a lot of fun to cover these guys. Got to say thanks to the sponsors once again. Got to thank iRacing, iFlag, Hannibal Record Service, Boyos Trucking, BladeNode.com, South Texas Speedway, Montstar Productions, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, Evil One Graphics, and Full Throttle with the Gent. For all of us here at the Full Velocity Racing Network, Todd Stanton, Jack Truman, Ron Piles, Martin Cart, so many others behind us that take such good care of us. Phil LeCasse here, going to sign up, be back at it. Well, this coming Wednesday night, we got tomorrow off. We got an off day. That's a cool thing. We're going to be back at it Wednesday night. DWR Wednesday night street fights will be the place to be, 9 p.m. So for Todd, I am Phil. We'll see you back here live 48 hours from now on your source for esports racing.